Hello and welcome back to the FRA show. We're here in Kissimmee, Florida. I'm Heidi Ellsworth, and we're on the sound stage for the coffee shop, sponsored by QXO, with one of our favorite people. Also, a special editor on the site, an influencer. I mean, the list goes on, and that is our friend John Kenny.
Thank
Hello.
Hi, Heidi. It's always great to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, John, everybody at the coffee shops loves you so much. I think if I said, do you want to keep John or Heidi? I'd be out of a job. I'm just saying.
I don't think so, Heidi. You do a lot. It's your baby right on through.
I
I
just,
appreciate the
you
compliment.
got a lot of love. For those out there, so John works with the coffee shops. You can see his influencer articles, his training articles, working with the R Club, peer groups, estimating training, you name it.
Safety.
Safety, everything. So, John, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about your company?
Sure. John Kenny, CEO of Cotney Consulting Company. We are, um, we are working with the roofing industry. We work directly with roofing contractors, and we specialize in training, your operations, your estimating, business problems, business issues, or sometimes it's just a matter of having a couple calls to get everybody straight where they need to be.
Yeah. And you're going to see John like across all of the coffee shops. He writes for all Metal Coffee Shop, Cotney's Coffee Shop, and Roofer's Coffee Shop. But also you write for a number of publications.
Yep.
You recently have been doing some amazing trainings for Versico. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of trainings for Versico and Carlisle. I'm going to be up at their training center on one of the days of their estimating training. I really recommend if you're a Carlisle or Versico contractor, you attend that because you not only get a day of estimating, you get a day of product knowledge, which is so important
Yeah,
to
so
the
important.
roofing industry.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is. And your training, you're doing a lot on estimating.
A lot in estimating. That is definitely a big need in the industry,
Yeah,
and I enjoy so much teaching it. We
yeah,
work with a lot of groups on it, a lot of other manufacturers
yeah.
groups as well,
And our art club,
and our club.
you do. If you're not a member of our club, you should be. Talk to Alex Cole because you get free access to John all the time. And it's
And also too, we have the peer club,
yes,
peer group with our club, and we do quarterly business trainings.
yes, business training is so good. So John, you live here in Tampa
Yep.
and you know the Florida market. Talk to me. I always want to know what's the Florida market look like right now? What are some of the hot issues?
Well, of all the shows that I go to, this is my home show because
Yeah,
I'm right
yeah,
here, and I've been in the market many years. I think the hot business is still good.
yeah,
And it seems like everybody I talk to still got pretty good backlog. So it's hot market. It's immigration.
yes.
That is, besides the pricing issues that we're used to always dealing with, immigration's a big deal right now, and the matter of ICE raids.
Yeah,
ICE
tell
is
us what's
all
happening
over
there.
Florida hitting job sites,
Oh my gosh.
and it is just putting havoc throughout not only just the roofing, but the full construction
Right. The
industry.
full construction industry is
I
across
think
the
one
board.
thing we ask for as contractors is just give us the playing field and let us work within the rules.
Yeah.
It seems like everything changes a lot. Like we just revised last session's immigration rules in Florida to new immigration rules.
Oh
So
my
it's one
God.
year we're doing one thing and then next year we're doing another.
Are you finding that labor is just leaving the state?
I'm finding labor is leaving a lot of states. I
Yeah.
mean, here, I know we're talking about Florida, but yeah, Florida had a lot of the subcontractors. Um, I wouldn't say they actually left, but they're more subjective at what they're doing because they had to make sure that they have all the people documented with proper
Right.
paperwork. Not that we shouldn't be documented.
Exactly. It
That's
should
nothing
be,
to
yeah.
do. It all needs to be legal, but there's no avenue right now to get legal.
Right. That's the problem. And we're seeing that across, as you said,
Yep.
across the country. We're seeing it. It's a huge issue. We just entered into hurricane season, and there is a lot going on with building codes, as always. I mean, Florida's always leading the building codes. What are some of the things that you're hearing on resiliency, on the products that really roofing contractors should be aware of?
So one thing is if you're working in an area that hasn't had a really bad hurricane in decades, that's where the problems, the damages are going to be. What
Yes.
we have found since the building codes started getting stronger and stronger from 2001 on, and every 3 years they get a little bit better, The roofs are it's buildings that are failing, other things. But the roof systems were really good.
Are good.
I mean,
Not
even when
failing.
I talk to people from other parts of the country, I said you should follow these Florida guidelines. I mean,
Yeah.
the roofing systems hold up.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the FRSA.
Does
And you have been, are you still president of the West Coast?
No, I'm not president. I'm still on the board, but I work more with FRSA
Yeah,
on the codes committee and different committees.
yeah, I was gonna say you're on the board of
Yep.
Florida and you're very active with them. How important has and you've been with them for years, decades, right? How important is the association to really creating this atmosphere of a strong building codes and something that where the roofing contractors can really excel?
Well, I think one thing that people don't realize, if it wasn't for the advocacy work of FRSA in the state of Florida, roofers would be in big trouble.
Yeah,
All right. Every year, when the codes get reviewed and they update every 3 years, it's because of the hard work of FRSA members
right.
and
Yeah.
staff
Yep.
that make it happen. And the whole goal is to do what? It is to make the codes fair
Right.
so roofers can still operate.
Yeah.
And that's what there's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Fair and safe.
Fair and safe, because
Yeah.
if we weren't doing it, the other lobbying groups would be moving things their way with
Right.
assurances and different ones that we battle every code change.
Okay.
And that's what's so important about the work that FRSA does.
Yeah, let's talk about insurance in Florida. I mean, really, you hear through the rest of the country that Florida is really the testing grounds for the insurance companies on what they can do, how far they can go, what's happening. And so there's been a lot of challenge to some of the, you have to get re-roofed there's just been a lot going on. What are you seeing with insurance?
So the biggest problem that I see with insurance is there's always loopholes, even when they
Yeah.
try to adjust the law. So what happens is even if you don't get a roof or you're not in need of the roof, they can raise your premiums, raise your deductible, or you get put onto the state program. And as a Florida homeowner,
Right.
every year my homeowner's insurance near doubles. So we feel the pain as regular
That's
consumers
huge.
of the state.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Doubling every year.
Every year, that's for the last 5 years, ours has doubled every year, and I have 0 claims.
That,
That's the way it is.
yeah. That's where, yeah.
So
I'm
it's a
gonna
very
stop there.
complicated market that every roofer really and homeowner,
Right.
everybody really needs to pay attention to,
Yeah.
because it's an ever-changing playing field.
And you want to work closely with licensed contractors in the state.
Right.
That is really important because obviously when hurricanes come through, you get a lot of people coming in who are not licensed, who don't understand the building codes in Florida, and that's where you get in problems.
Right, and you have to have Florida. A couple of years ago, the law changed. Roofing contractor cannot act as an adjuster; they have to be independent.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure, as a building owner or a homeowner and a roofing contractor, to protect yourself, don't act as an adjuster.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going to ask a
Okay.
question that's
Sure.
a little self-serving, but
Okay.
I love your answer to this all the time. But you have been involved with us at the coffee shop since, well, definitely since I came on full time in 2016, and you have so much great content. But it's also you have seen the community build. What's your thoughts on the coffee shops and really what kind of impact we're making?
So whenever I train, and I go all over the U.S.,
Yeah.
I always put a plug in for Roofer's Coffee Shop.
Thank you.
And why do I do that? Because the information that you can gain from just going to these coffee shops and reading the articles from all the experts and the manufacturer releases,
Yeah.
and definitely everyone, true on, should be a member of the R Club, because there's not better resources of working with other contractors and professionals in the industry to get you where you need to be.
And thank you. And I know I warned you, it's a little self-serving, but you are such a strong part of the art club. You are like the heart of it. And you and Alex make so much happen there. And the contractors are coming and they are like there's so many benefits, it's sometimes overwhelming. It's like between the SEO, the directories, then all the trainings and the free consulting.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, plus with the art club, I put together 12 months of safety videos
Yeah.
that you can use as an art club member to get them to do your own safety trainings within your company. You're not going to get that in. These are
No.
videos
Videos.
that you can show.
with John, the leading expert, and it's just so. So we have some fun things coming up in the next year. A lot of stuff going on, and John is all going to be a part of it. We had is it special editor? What's your title with us? We had something.
So.
Yeah, we had something. Yeah. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all you do for us, for the industry, for everything. It's just, John, you are a treasure of the roofing community.
My pleasure. I love working with every single person in the industry.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out John's directory on Roofers Coffee Shop. Look for Cotney Consulting and you'll see him. But also join the R Club and get all of John's stuff. But there's also a lot of influencer articles, you name it. You'll find it all in his directory. And of course, we'll have him back again. So, John, thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
And thank you all. We'll be back with our next interview.